Alright, Outside the Box Reviews. Predator Week continues with the NECA Predators. Please stop yelling at us that we forgot the Falcon in Series 1. Falconer Predator. This is the Cloaked Falconer Predator. And as I just alluded to, it was one of the big missing things in the original series of Predators that we didn't get. The Falcon with Falconer. I mean, he's the Falconer. We got the Tracker's dog eventually, and this has been the big missing piece of the puzzle. And to some degree, I feel like NECA put this out really just to get the Falcon out there, and less to really get the figure in our hands, because let's face it, this is another retool that they've done over and over that's fine, but nothing we've been dying for. But let's take a closer look at Falconer and see if the price of admission here is worth the accessory. And of course, first up, we have to talk about the accessory, the Falcon. Now, this is a weird piece because we needed the Falcon, we wanted him so badly, but did anybody really get a good look at him in the movie? I mean, I have the Blu-ray, and I've never really even bothered to go and try to freeze frame it, and the few times I did, it's just kind of blurry, and it's moving a little too fast, and you kind of just see it from the back end here. It's not really the most iconic piece. Hot Toys put one out, and I think that's what really lit the fire under NECA's butt to get it out there. What we got here is a pretty decently sculpted, from what I can tell. It has some good paint shading, just kind of a silver with some darkness on it. It has the orange on the front and the rear, which I guess is like the eyes of it or whatever. I'm not even sure. Then we have these two big black blades coming off the front. These are removable. Now, I don't really think it had these blades in the movie. I don't remember them. So we can just pull those out. Now, I believe these also will go into the Predator's gauntlet, so we'll try that in a little bit. But overall, it's a cool little design, and it has this peg in the bottom of it. Now, the peg is removable, and I think that was a very smart move on NECA's part that lets us make this look however we want. Basically, we could have the Falcon just on its own. If we have a good display base, we could have it with that. Or we could use the peg to attach it to the Predator itself. I'm guessing it was probably impractical to give us a clear peg. Just a fun fact here, it actually does fit onto the stand that came with the Bandai Rodan that I just recently reviewed, which is kind of cool. So you can actually put on one of these if you had an extra one, have a clear stand for it. It also has two places where it can peg into the Predator. There's a new hole on his gauntlet that you could peg it into, so it will sit there. It's very loose on the gauntlet. It kind of flobbles around a little bit. And then he also has a little better one here on his back that you could peg into. And I think that looks pretty cool, having it on his back. I believe that actually does happen in the movie. Though I do believe when it attaches to him, it folds up or something. So it would have been kind of cool to give us a representation like that. He also, of course, has his long blade in clear. I like that they gave us the clear one. I like the design of it. With the Berserker Predator, they gave us one of each. But this works for me. And my memory was correct. These blades off the Falcon will peg into his arm. So if you want this cool looking tribal blade going on, you could also do that. Kind of a different look. Not from the movie, but it works. Just to satisfy my own curiosity, here he is in front of the backdrop that came with the Cloaked Berserker Predator. And he doesn't really blend in here all that well. He's still pretty obvious. The Berserker actually followed the lines of the trees and looked really neat. I mean, that was a whole big Comic-Con display item and all that good stuff. This seems like it was cranked out a little faster. Once again, like I said, just a way to get the Falcon out there to us. It's not bad, but it doesn't really work with this. I'm going to keep the display background behind the Berserker and just have Falconer on his own. Now, I have to say, when I picked this guy up, when I saw him in stores, I was expecting to maybe pass on him. He didn't seem like that big of a deal to me. But when I saw the way they did the paint on him, I thought they did a really good job. The translucent is a nice translucent. It's very clear. It may look a little milky on camera, but it is very nice and clear. Very crystally ice looking, which is really cool. And then the paint added is added in a way that gives him a very menacing look, especially up here in the head. The eyes are left completely clear, which was not done on the Berserker. And then the paint is very thin around the jaw, so it almost gives it this more feral look. And the splashes of paint are just really nice on it. The sculpt is solid as ever. I love this sculpt from back when they originally released it. Falconer was my favorite of the three in the movie, and it's really just a nice sculpt of him. He's got his armor up here that looks really nice. It's all the soft rubbery stuff. I guess it's been a while since I reviewed this body. It wasn't even technically on Outside the Box reviews. Some good musculature and skin texture going on here. A very scaly look on these Predators. He has his gauntlet that's mostly clear here, so you do lack a little bit of the detail just because it's hard to see it. Here in the back, he has a lot of clear dreads and then some dark ones. I like the clear dreads. They do something that's just kind of unique to me, and they're just neat. And these are very flexible, very movable, which is always a plus. Back of his armor is looking pretty nice there. Once again, they kept it fairly clear on the body and dark on the armor. And he actually kind of has this nice flow to him that it kind of starts up here and is dark mostly across his chest, and it kind of angles off. So you probably could design a base to go behind him to show off the clearness very easily. He has a very definitive line. Of course, if you rotate his waist or anything, you break that line, but cool looking. There's a little loincloth down here. That's still a separate rubbery piece, which is well done. Turn around back here. It's kind of odd because you can see the different layers of him underneath these clear loincloth pieces. It kind of gives it an odd effect. Clear armor over here. Now, one piece I really like is they left the actual leg on this side totally clear and put the paint on the armor. So when you go to rotate the leg, you don't disrupt the camouflage effect, which I really like. That was really smart thinking on NECA's part. Probably a necessity of the way you did this, but still really cool looking. I do like it. And you come down here just a little more. He's got his boots on. They're standard with these Predators. Kind of like that he has the clear toes over here. It's just a neat look. And even when you turn him over, the bottoms of his feet are clear. I really just like this sculpt overall. I liked it when they first released it. I like it now. I love this gauntlet. I don't think I mentioned that. The gauntlet he has, the Falconer's glove. I really like it. He's one of my favorites. He is definitely one of my favorites. And definitely out of the original set of Predators, he was the highlight of them for me. And just in the movie in general, I like the whole stupid samurai fighting thing. I know it's really dumb and kind of ironic that I'm mentioning this right after reviewing Big Red, but I think it's cool. I liked it. I got a kick out of it. Maybe I'm just lame, but I liked it. I like this character. I like NECA's sculpt on him. I think the paint on here is good too, so overall I like it a lot. Articulation, he has the ball-jointed head, pin socket shoulders, bend and rotate at the arm, swivel ball joint at the hand, swivel waist, V-cut crotch, rotate at the semi-upper leg. It's a little low on him. Bend and rotate at the leg. And I believe there is a ball joint in the foot, but all you really get out of it is a swivel. Now, a lot of people have complained that since they've released the newer Predators, these guys are much shorter than they should be. They should be the tallest of all the Predators. They still don't have the ball-jointed articulated hips or anything like that. I really don't think we're going to ever get them with these guys. I don't think Predators is a big enough seller that NECA's going to want to dip back into that pool with just total redos of the characters they've already done. They'll probably give us some more repaint or something. I'd love to get a tracker like this now they've got the other one. Heck, I'd be down for a re-release of tracker if they fix those freaking tusks. Just some way to fix those tusks I would totally be good for. But I don't think we're going to get redos, to be honest with you. So I think we're stuck with them at this scale. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I like these guys for what they are. And I kind of like that NECA's giving us this whole little sub-collection of these semi-cloaked figures. And I like the way they've been doing. I like the paint and all that stuff on them. So if they want to throw a tracker our way, I'll be more than happy to check them out. I just hope they don't start redoing every Predator like this because it's not necessary. It's not needed. One other gripe I have is the placement of the hole on his wrist gauntlet. It makes it hard to get him into a pose where he actually would have the Falcon upright. It's just really hard to get him to do that. It would be cool if you could kind of take the arm and bend it like this and have it. It should have been just like here, I guess, is what I'm saying. It should have been a little more upright. They tried to do it up to what the gauntlet sculpt is, but it really should have been in a different placement just so it worked better with the figure. It also would have been nice if they designed the Falcon so that we could get him onto the Falconer that's painted. And here's Falconer along with the Berserker, just to give you an idea of how the two look together. I think NECA did a better job with the Falconer. I think his paint scheme's a little cooler. Though Berserker fits in with that background, so he has more of a necessitated design than Falconer does. Falconer, they could be a little more artistic and free to mess with them. But I think he came out a little better. The question is, do I recommend this figure? I guess it depends who I'm recommending it to. I think in a general sense, I'm going to say no, because you don't really need him. He doesn't add anything to your collection as far as completion goes. But he's really cool, and it's the mildest of not recommends. And if you look at him and you know he's cool and you know you like this and you want the Falcon, totally go for it. I won't judge you for it. I don't think anybody else will. Make sure you check out Outside the Box Reviews on Facebook. I had a poll there recently that will decide the fate of the next review coming out in this Predator week. And even at this point, when I'm recording this, I don't know what that review is yet. So make sure you check out Outside the Box Reviews on Facebook. And stay tuned, and we'll find out which figure was the winner of the Fans' Choice review. See you soon.